Hello and welcome to the world of stories. I'm sure you're here for a bedtime story to help you drift into sleep. And so, let's begin. Go and fetch the water, yelled the widow at her younger daughter. You can finish that sweeping later and hurry back with it. You've still got to light the fire and peel the potatoes for dinner. The poor girl hurried to rest her broom in the corner and wipe her dusty hands on her tattered apron. She never grumbled about being treated like a slave, because she was good and kind and couldn't think badly about anybody. But how she wished that her mother and her sister might help her out a little with all the housework now and again. As the exhausted girl stumbled out to the well with the cumbersome bucket, the widow's elder daughter looked up from her comfy chair by the window and smirked. Fanchon was like her mother in every way. How she looked, very ugly, and how she spoke, sharp and nasty, and how she acted, selfish and lazy. This was the reason why her mother adored her so. Whenever she looked at Fanchon, she saw herself. The widow's younger daughter reached the well and heaved up a heavy full bucket. Suddenly, she noticed that an old beggar woman had joined her. The toothless crone wheezed, "My dear, I'm hoarse with thirst. Could you spare me a little drink?" "Of course," the girl said, and hurried to unhook the dripping bucket and help the beggar woman to a ladderful. Little did the younger daughter know that the hag who stood in front of her was actually a powerful fairy who had disguised herself to put the girl to the test. The younger daughter kindly helped the beggar woman to another ladderful of water and chatted politely to her for a while before hauling the bucket back home. How the girl's mother and her sister yelled and screamed and swore at her for taking so long at the well. "I do beg your pardon," the poor girl apologized. "I will be quicker next time." To everyone's surprise, a shining white pearl dropped from her lips with every word. The stunned widow woman picked up a pearl from the floor, bit it hard between her teeth, and held it up to the light to examine it. "They're real!" she exclaimed, with a greedy twinkle in her eye. "What on earth happened at the well this evening? Tell me everything, or I'll lock you in the coal cellar all weekend." The younger daughter was just as amazed as her mother and sister, and truthfully told them that she had done nothing but give a drink to a woman she met at the well. Pearls continued to drop from her lips as she spoke, and as fast as they fell, the widow scooped them up greedily into her pockets. "Did you hear that, Fatchum?" she screeched delightfully. "Get yourself down to the well immediately." "Get lost," the rude girl snorted. "I'm not fetching and carrying like a slave for anything." "I said go!" the widow roared, cuffing the horrified Fanchon around the head. "Find that woman and give her a drink, whether she wants one or not. We're going to be rich! Rich!" Fanchon sulked and pouted, grumbled and cursed with every step that she lugged the spittery bucket, and it was only fear of her mother's temper that made her do it at all. She flung the bucket angrily into the well and moaned and groaned to herself with every wind as she pulled it back up. No sooner had she finished than she noticed she had been joined by an elegant young woman dressed in fine robes. Of course, it was the fairy again, but this time she had disguised herself as a princess. "Good evening," the princess said politely. "Would you be so good as to allow me a drink?" "Oh, it's you, is it?" Fatchum sneered. "You're the reason I got splinters in my hand, splashes all over my dress, and my arms are killing me. You'd better make it worth my while and give me diamonds instead of pearls. That's all I can say." With that, Fanchon angrily flung the wooden ladle at the princess and dumped the bucket at her feet. "Go on then," she snapped. No sooner had the princess taken one sip than Fanchon snatched the ladle back and humped the bucket back to the house. "There!" she yelled at her mother. "Happy now?" To everyone's horror, 3 great hop-toads leapt from her lips and spread across the floor, croaking. Fanchon clapped her hands over her mouth in alarm. "Whatever happened?" cried the widow. "Where are the pearls?" "I don't know," wailed Fanchon, and 3 more hop-toads bounced, bulge-eyed, from her mouth. She began to scream and stamp her feet. "This is all your fault, you ungrateful wretch!" the widow yelled at her younger daughter. She shoved the girl outside and slammed the door in her face. The poor younger daughter wandered off into the forest, sobbing. The girl would almost certainly have got lost in the woods forever if the prince hadn't spotted her on his way back from a hunting trip. The prince was fascinated by the pearls that fell from her mouth, but he was even more charmed by the forgiving, kind way in which she spoke of her obviously horrible family. He took the lovely girl back to his palace at once, and after she had got to know and love him, he married her. As for the nasty elder daughter, well, even her own mother grew tired of her moaning in the end. Besides, who wants to live with a house full of hobtoads? So in the end, the widow threw the girl out, and they both lived the rest of their lives with only their miserable selves for company. That's it for tonight. Thank you for listening. Have a great night. Please like and subscribe if you like my contents. I shall update daily and continue with my best efforts. Good night.